Hey everybody, welcome back to Recovery Junkie. My name is Jason. I would like to start off by saying thank you very much for everybody who's been following, asking questions, and saying that I've been inspiring in one way or another, or that the videos have been helping them in one way or another. So thank you very much for that. That's what these videos are meant to do. They're meant to help you, and they help myself. So thank you. I left off talking about my last overdose, the one where I was near death. My kidneys were shut down, lungs were aspirating, and all that. I would like to kind of touch base on something that's important. I quit numerous times using by myself. Just quit by myself for a couple days, quit on the buddy system with someone. It's tough doing that. But so to pick it up now, when I got out of the hospital, I used again right away. I quit then. I quit using heroin on the buddy system with my friend, and I went back to it. What I did was I went back to drinking, and what happened? Went to drinking, drinking made me lead to wanting to do some lines. Did some lines. Well, by that time I was already an IV user, so I was like, what the hell? Let me just shoot up some coke. So I did that. Was on like that little binge for a while, just doing that. I tried doing the substituting thing for a little while. I just substituted one addiction for another, and no matter what, I don't know if anybody wants to classify drugs or anything like that, put drugs on a hierarchy, but they impacted my life regardless. Either addiction that I had, whether or not I tried to control it, it just led to a full-blown addiction. So I tried substituting. Ultimately, it led back to my drug of choice, heroin. My brain is very, very tricky. It makes me think that I can do these things that I can't do in the drug world, because the feeling that it gives me. My brain fiends for that feeling and that euphoric feeling, and I can't do that. I can't get that. I can't go that route. I can't live that lifestyle. So I substituted. I substituted one addiction for another. Ultimately, it led me back on November 10th, 2017. Actually, leading up to that, there was just so much damn stress, so much damn pain. I gave in, stealing from my family, stealing from my grandma, lying to everybody, lying to myself, stealing from girlfriends, stealing from, just everything just accumulated. Man, almost dying. It added up. It broke me. Not only that, then, I went from IV thinking that, oh, well, I'm going to go back to snorting. So IV isn't as bad as snorting isn't as bad as IV, so why not just snort it, So my brain's telling me all these things. I'm having all these thoughts like, one thing isn't as bad as another. Well, if I'm not shooting it, I can snort it. If I'm not doing heroin, I can do cocaine. If I'm not doing this, I can do that. You know, it's just your brain plays these games with you. That's these distorted thoughts that it's crazy in that heavy drug use. So I got to the point where I started getting chest pains due to probably all the speedballing, you know, and I take it as a message from my higher power. That was it. You know, it scared me. Freaking, it scared me. I was nuts. I was going nuts. So November 10th, 2017, I finally got into a detox center, and I was so serious about this. I tried getting in there November 9th, and the beds were full. I couldn't get in there. Kept calling. I was actually ashamed to come back to the VA because I came through here so many times to the detox or to the center here to 3C that I was like, oh man, I can't show my face around there. But that's not true. You know, if somebody has those thoughts, squash that right now. If you need help, get the help. But I checked in. I finally got a bed. Never gave up because I was serious about this. When I got there was something going on with my insurance at the time, but they allowed me to stay there, and I was like, oh my gosh, you know, this is a miracle, because I would have had to pay cash up front, you know, so it was crazy how all this was happening. Got in there, got on a Suboxone 3-day, 3-day kick. It's crazy though. While I was in detox, my roommate I walked in the room and my roommate was crushing his freaking pills up. You know, it was crazy, so freaking crazy. Like, it's like, damn, you know, I have all these high expectations. Like, everybody else wants to get clean around me that are in these facilities, and it's like, that's not true though, because some people are there on court orders, some people are there just for their families, you know, like I was before. But, you know, I know what my intentions were for myself. I was scared to die. I was thinking, like, damn, am I ever going to get away from this, you know? And it was like surreal. It was like, holy shit, you know, this is my first encounter after trying to get clean with something, and he offered it to me, and I was like, no, you know, because I know how this is gonna go, you know. It was crazy. It was very humbling to myself, like, wow, you know, I just denied drugs for the first time after being clean for 2 days, and I knew I was serious about this then. I knew right then and there that this was it. So after that, my suggestion to anybody who does detox at like a facility, get in the groups right away, get involved. You know, I know it's gonna be tough. I know, you know, when you're detoxing, you're sick, you just want to lay around, and it's tough fighting through that sickness. Get involved in a group, start talking, eat. If they have a place where you can get involved in physical activities like shooting baskets or whatever, do it. The more you can get involved with yourself, you know, do it. and it's been 10 minutes. On the average, somebody just died from a heroin overdose. If you know somebody who uses, please give them a call and see if they're okay. So after I got out of there, I went for about 2 weeks. I had to be clean. I actually really didn't have any plans after that. I didn't know what I was going to do. I thought I was just going to detox, be all right, like I didn't know what I was going to do. I didn't have a plan. I was scared. My anxiety was through the roof. I couldn't sleep for shit. Stayed up nights. It was terrible. Work was a release for me. I got back into work right away. I went to meetings right away. The day I got out of detox, I went to a meeting right away, which I'm very, very glad I did, because people that I met in those meetings helped me get through a situation later on. But went to a meeting right away, went to work right away, tried to get my life back in order, but my thinking was not right. My mind was still one track. It just wasn't opening up yet. So I didn't know the answer yet. I didn't know what to do. So I still continued to go to meetings, still continued to work, and then I came to the VA here to get my shot. I get a Vivitrol shot. That helps with cravings for alcohol. That helps with cravings for heroin or opiates. So I got that. I had to stay clean for 8 to 10 days, and that was pretty easy because of the mindset that I needed to stay clean. But during that time is when my buddy passed, and that was tough. That was really hard. That was tough. And that's when, going to that meeting, I met those people, that connection, and they helped me through that. So surrounding myself with the right people helped me through that situation, that crisis, because that was tough. Having a good support system in recovery is vital. I can't do this by myself. I can't. And individuals who go through recovery thinking that they can do this on their own, I don't know what to tell you, but I can't do this on my own. And a lot of the people that I know that are in recovery right now, they say that they can't do it on their own. So my suggestion is maybe reevaluate it. If you are going through recovery on your own, reevaluate it. Ask for help, and it's not even really asking for help. It's just doing the right thing. It's not even really asking for help. But yeah, so I was having these really bad thoughts of harming this individual. Oh man. And I had to check myself in, to the mental institution, or what they call here the DOM at the VA, to get my thinking straight, my cognitive thoughts. So I went through the SAR program, the Substance Abuse Recovery Program. Then I went through the general program to get my depression, anxiety, and anger management under control. Throughout that whole process, I created a new way of thinking for myself, and that took a lot of work. It wasn't like just skimming by and doing the bare minimum of what they have to offer here. No, it was all that extra stuff that I did with doing the positive posts on Facebook, getting myself in that positive mindset, opening up my mind to other people and seeing what they had, seeing their suggestions, and not being afraid to ask for help and giving and receiving it. Doing the videos, you know, making myself vulnerable, and not being afraid of judgment, you know, that's huge, you know. That's huge right there for me, at least. I did these videos to help others with the knowledge, to put my experience out there, to put my pain out there, you know, so others can benefit off of it. You know, it's a very lonely, dark lifestyle, addiction, painful. And to remind others what not to go back to, what to get away from, to help others, you know, see that there is another lifestyle after using, to help others, you know, however anybody can benefit from these videos, wonderful. That is great. I don't even know what to say. That wasn't even really the intention on the inspiration. If people are getting it in any way, that's awesome. Great. I just wish people would. I hope people can steer clear of addiction though. That's the huge thing. You know, because I walk through life in so much pain now, and it hurts. You know, that it hurts. I'm in so much emotional pain due to that addiction. And that's why I gotta try new things, like rock climbing, snowboarding, playing the piano, poems, videos, putting myself out there and getting myself in a different mindset and doing new things. And I love all these things that I'm doing, you know. And I mean, it's interesting. It's interesting how the new way, the way of thinking has changed for myself. But that took a lot of work. Like I said, the post, journaling, played a role in that. The poems also played a role. And my program, the program that I work, you know, NA. Man, I don't know what I would do without them, without the fellowship. You know, I'd be lost. In all actuality, I'd be lost. With my brothers here, you know, my fellow vets, I'd be lost right now with the treatment team, you know. But with everybody out there giving me support, you know, that means a lot to me. It means so much, and I thank you. Thank you so much. You know, from a recovering addict who had nothing and is putting her life back together, that means a lot for people, you know, from someone like me. I don't even know what to say, you know, but thank you so much. I will continue with the updates on where I'm at for the individuals who are interested in following. I'll keep posting YouTube videos, and I'll put my story out there. So I got a lot of good things ahead of me. I would like to, you know, I didn't talk to her before, and another person just died on the average from an overdose, so if you please could call. I didn't talk to this person before, but, you know, there's individuals looking out for me for jobs, you know, and I don't want to say their name, but, you know, thank you very much for that. Man, you know, it's amazing how things have really changed. But if anybody is going to get help from these videos, whatever, or is thinking about it, do it. My suggestion is go the whole 9 yards. Don't cheat yourself, treat yourself, you know. Don't try, you know, like doing what I did numerous times and just quitting on your own. Get into detox, get into a treatment facility, and give yourself time. You know, give yourself time to change your way of thinking, because it helps. It really helps. Give your brain time to recover. You know, obviously it's going to be recovering for a while from post-acute withdrawals, but give yourself a chance to change your way of thinking, and it can change so much within 3 months. So I'm going to leave it there. I would like to thank everybody again so much for your support, and as I inspire you in some way, you inspire and motivate me as well. And thank you for that. You know, I can't express my gratitude enough. So stay blessed, and have a great night, day, whenever you see this. Thanks.